Day 5 was, hold on, let me finish. Let me make sure. What did we do? Um, oh, the rest of day 4, it did look like we just kind of like explored the city. I remember we finished the night off at this one bar with Adonis. Um, yeah, I think Adonis put up. We just finished this one bar with Adonis. Um, Chatting it up, yapping it up. I also remember on this day, I was this trip was in the middle of me posting my series for Death of Legendary Figures. So I remember I had to post like I think 2 episodes while I was on this trip. Yeah, I had to post like 2 episodes while I was on this trip because I was behind schedule. So I had to post one and then I had to wait like a couple of days and then I had to post another one. So I have like posters here because I was posting posters on the Monday and then I was posting the show on the Saturday. Anyway, whatever that case may be. But I had this chicken pepper cash. I got a picture of it here. I promise y'all, it's good, especially when they give you this potato that go with it. Like they fried a potato. I don't know what it is. I promise y'all, it's good. But now that I'm looking at it, I can see how my stomach was like, hell no. I can see how my stomach was like, hell no. They were like, my eyes were like, this is chicken pepper cash. Let's get it. But my stomach was like, motherfucker, don't put this in you. And I didn't listen to my stomach. I put it in me. My stomach had to get rid of it real fast. I had to get rid of it real fast. I'm so sorry, stomach. I should have listened to you the first time. You live and you learn. But I had to clean out my system, got on that bus, and he was telling us, he was like, I recommend not using the bathroom on the bus because it's the only bathroom that we got, and unless you have to use it in like in the case of an emergency, then go ahead. When I tell you, I was sitting on that bus, I was fighting demons. I was fighting demons. Like I'm trying to clench my butt. I'm trying to clench my butt, but the nerve in my booty hole was like, Micah, we can't hold this for too long. We can't hold it for too long. Did I shit myself? I did not shit myself, but I was fighting demons. I didn't know if a fart was gonna be a fart or if a fart was gonna be a shat. I was crazy. I was like, can I use your phone, please, Adonis? I don't know if I can do this. I tried. Mind you, we were going to Bratislava. We were going from Hungary to Bratislava. That was a 4-hour drive. 4 hours? That's not wrong. That's not right. Let me find it for you. Uh, not Bratislava. Bratislava, right? Hold on. Let me put this on the maps for you. Let me tell you how long this was. Let me tell you how long this was while I got my little laptop right here. Budapest, Hungary. From Budapest, Hungary to Bratislava, 2 hours. It was 2 hours because we was going to Austria. No, we was going to Vienna, and Vienna was a 4-hour drive from Vienna to Budapest. So we did 2 hours to Bratislava and then 2 hours to Vienna, and that's when I was dying. We wasn't even on the bus for a good hour. We was not on the bus for a good hour, and I'm like, Adonis, are we gonna stop? Are we gonna stop anytime soon? Are we gonna do this? He was like, Micah, if you gotta go, you got to go. This is an emergency. And I was like, all right, y'all. And I didn't want to be awkward because I definitely think I was the only person on the bus that used the bathroom. So I was like, y'all, I'm so sorry. I'm about to take the bathroom. And they was like, nah, do what you gotta do. And I went down there. What? When I was, like Kevin Hart. My video stopped recording. I only got 2 minutes. So you see what the thing is, y'all, is that I've had my phone for like 5 years. And so like my phone was like at the point where it's like, all right, man, we ain't got no storage for you to be making these hour-long videos. We ain't got no storage for you to be making these hour-long videos, man. So we're gonna have to figure something out. Phone, I'm so sorry. But I'm about to eat again. So these next 2 minutes is gonna just be me eating. And that's what you're gonna record. I seen this one video today of a man saying, if your Italian beef don't look like this, then you ain't from Chicago. He had like, it kind of looked like a Philly cheesesteak. But yeah, his sandwich, first of all, his sandwich was like just at the very edge of the camera. And when I mean the very edge, I mean like, you know how like you got the frame? The sandwich was at the bottom of the frame, just barely seen. He got the big ass fat hands, and he covered the part that he covered the part that had all the meat and the topping. So his big old fat hand covered the sandwich, and then you just got bread. He take a big ass bite, and all you see is his hand and bread, and then you just see meat falling out. And I'm like, and then he put it down and then turned the video off. And I'm like, what does the sandwich look like? What does it look like? All I seen was bread, hand, and your face. What do you mean if it don't look like this? What does it look like? What does it look like? Is it Italian, shredded Italian, sliced Italian? Anyway, I was mad. Moving on. So I went to the bathroom and I shat. I just sat there and just cleared out my bowels the best I can. The best I can to hold me over till we get to Austria. I was just doing my thing, trying to survive. I'm just a boy trying to survive in this world. Job well done. Job well done. Tell you that much right now. Job well done. I successfully cleared my bowels. Flushed the toilet. Luckily, the toilet had like a built-in air freshener, so every time you flush, it sprayed. I was like, "Oh, this is perfect." And recollected myself. Came out the bathroom. Like, y'all, I'm sorry. And they was like, nah, it's okay. We actually thought we was gonna have to come in there and save you because you was in there for a long time. So it's a good thing that you came out. And I was like, okay, cool. And I sat down, and it was like, and you know, the only other person on the bus was like, yeah, Micah, I thought I was gonna have to come in there. You know, we gotta stick together. So you know, it's just me and you. If you was gone, then somebody had to come save you. Anyway. Which I love her. Name was Lexi. Great person. Yeah, child. 2-hour bus ride. We stopped at a McDonald's and then we kept it pushing. To Bratislava. And from Bratislava, which was actually, make sure I'm reading this itinerary right. Yeah. From Bratislava, we actually got there and we took a couple hours off. Did we meet a local guy there? I don't know if we met a local guy there. I think Adonis just took us walking. You know, he pointed out some things to us, but you know, he didn't tell us anything. And you know, we just walked. We actually came up to like this. It's called the 0 point. And the 0 point is, it's a little circle on the ground, and it has, in each direction, it's pointing towards a major city, and it has the time that they're on, east, northeast, south, or west. So definitely on there was like New York and like Los Angeles and like just like different major cities around the world. So that was just a little cool moment. Where are we? Yeah, he took us walking. We did walking. We ended up stopping in front of this building. I actually don't remember what this building was. So let me see if I can get some details on it. No details. No details. It was a galleria. Right? No. I don't remember what this building was, but we ended up stopping there. And he was, all right, so this is where we're gonna end. You guys have, you know, X amount of time just to go explore. And we're gonna meet in front of this, at this ice cream shop. And so me and Lexi, we actually went exploring. She needed to go get money, so she went to go get money. And actually, the place that we the place that we paused the walking tour at, was a Christmas market. Actually, this whole walk was like going through Christmas markets because the Christmas market is again, it's not just a Hungary thing. This whole trip is dedicated to Christmas markets. That is something that they have, I can only assume, throughout all of Europe. So it's in Bratislava too. So we're walking through the Christmas market. This Christmas market though was more catered to food and knickknacks versus like big like gifts and stuff like that. So, but yeah, like so, this one was more catered to food, which you'll definitely find that in the Christmas markets. You'll find some Christmas markets that has food and gifts. You'll find Christmas markets that's just more catered to food, and you'll find some Christmas markets that's just catered to gifts. Um, I can really say that the one in Hungary balanced both really well. The one in Bratislava was a little more food. The one in Austria was a little more gifty. And then the one in Czech Republic, honestly, was just there. It was honestly just there. I'm sorry, Czech Republic. It was just there. There was nothing. Yeah, anyway. Anywho. So we ended up walking around and minding our business, drinking our water, minding our business. We went to go find food. We was doing all this stuff. And guess what the fuck happened to me there? My stomach started speaking to me again. My God. My God. I can't hold it in, man. Micah, we need to find a bathroom. My God. Micah, find a bathroom. So we had to pause everything just to go find a bathroom. Went to Burger King. The one thing about Europe is that you have to pay to use the bathroom. Some places might be free, but don't put all your eggs in the basket. And Burger King was one of them. I couldn't put all my eggs in the basket with Burger King. I went in there. There's like you gotta pay to get in. I was like, okay, let me go try McDonald's. McDonald's was the same way. You either gotta pay to get in, or you gotta pay like food. You gotta buy food. You gotta buy something to use it. Which was sad because I went down there. And I went down. The bathroom is downstairs, so I went downstairs. Couldn't get in. Went back upstairs. Paid for something. Went back downstairs. What I thought was on my seat wasn't on my receipt, so I asked somebody. Went back upstairs. They was like, "Yeah, you gotta go upstairs and get a QR code voucher." Went back upstairs. I was like, "I need to use the bathroom," and she gave me the thing. Went back downstairs. Scanned. Went in there and just sat there and just let it all out. I'm so sorry. I died. First off though, because I was with Lexi, and Lexi needed to use the bathroom too. So I was like, I need to leave my stuff here. First of all, I need to get undressed. I need to get naked when I'm in this bathroom. I didn't get naked, but like that's what it felt like. I just needed to unload. And she had stuff too. So I was like, you go use the bathroom first, and then I'll come back and use the bathroom because I'm gonna be in there longer than you would. So she's downstairs. I'm upstairs waiting for our food to come, and we're just waiting to use the bathroom. And I'm over here again fighting demons, trying to clench my booty hole as tight as I can. But the nerve endings are like, Micah, we can't hold this together. You can't clench as tight as you think you can. Your muscles are finna give out soon. And so like I'm just like I'm squeezing, but it don't feel like I'm doing enough. It don't feel like I'm doing enough. So eventually I'm like, Lexi. And then she comes walking up the stairs. I say, great. Switch. Went downstairs. Did what I had to do. Then people downstairs are like, damn, he been in there for a long time. And hell yeah, I've been in there for a long time. You don't know how long I've been waiting to use the bathroom. You don't know what I'm going through, and I'm eating again. You don't know what I'm going through. You don't get to judge me right now. I'm dying. I'm about to lose my insides if I don't relieve my insides. I'm gonna lose them. So use the bathroom. Did a little more shopping. Did a little more sightseeing. We end up, I end up taking some pictures. No. And then walked through the Christmas market again, And then we stopped at the ice cream place. Or we ended up going to the ice cream place. The ice cream place was actually, so where we stopped at to get the building, we ended up walking through the Christmas markets and then peeling off, and then we ended up making a full circle coming back to where we ended the tour group, the walking tour, and then walking through the Christmas markets again, and boom, the ice cream shop was there. And right next to the ice cream shop was actually an EF building. So we was like, oh my gosh, this is kind of cool. It's nice, like a little EF checkpoint. So we ended up taking pictures there. We just took a nice little group picture. And then we ended up meeting everybody at the ice cream shop. And Adonis actually brought all of us ice cream. So, that was nice little fun. Thanks. We ended up walking back to the bus. And you pointed out this bridge where it's almost like the Space Needle. But versus the Space Needle being just like a standalone building, it was actually, there was the bridge, and then there was this like one of the arches holding the bridges up was a little, actually the only arch holding the bridge up was just in the center of the bridge, and it had suspension sticking out from it. But at the top of the arch was like a little observatory or like a restaurant. I think he said it was a restaurant. So that was just something there. I thought that was kind of cool. We ended up getting back on the bus and driving the rest of the way to Austria. I didn't die, guys. I made it the rest of the way. I made it the next 2 hours. So we ended up doing that, and we ended up getting to Austria. As we were driving through, he's just like calling things out. And we ended up checking into the hotel. Nice hotel. Nice place in Austria. We ended up checking to the hotel, freshen up, cleaning ourselves, changing our clothes, whatever the case may be. And then we went to, where did we go? Oh, I got it here. And then we went to Bratislava. Oh, we went to the Rathenplatz. We went to a Christmas market, which was actually, out of the 3 countries, that was the biggest Christmas market that we went to. It was crazy. We didn't take the bus. We ended up walking. So, and again, he gave us metro passes, so we ended up using the metro. Walking to the metro, getting on the metro, getting off the metro here, walking this way, getting on the metro. We were doing a local thing, and we ended up getting there. And we're walking. When I tell you this Christmas market here was huge. It wasn't like one of those little Christmas markets that we seen on Hungary. It wasn't like the little Christmas market that we seen in Bratislava. It was huge, to the point where I had to call my grandma. And I don't think I talked about my grandma like Puka. I don't think I talked about her before. But Puka was here. I literally had to call Puka in the middle of it, and I was like, Puka, like this, the Wiener Christian market, the Wiener Christkind market. I literally had to call her. It was like, look at this, cause this is it's breathtaking. It was the biggest market that we've seen, and it had everything from. It had a kid section. It had ice skating. It had a Ferris wheel. It had a light show. I don't know how to explain it. This was the biggest market that we've seen. So we ended up going there. Ended up ice skating. One of my tour mates, like he does ice skating. So he's just skating around. The other guy, he's doing a little struggle type of thing. I'm just cruising. I'm not the best ice skater, but I can ice skate. And my friend Lexi, never ice skated before. But I tell you, she was hugging that wall. Did she fall? She might have fallen. But she was hugging that wall, and it wasn't her forte. But she made it around. She made one loop, and she was like, I'm done. But you could say that you were ice skating, girl. So
no,
hey,
it's good for the memories.
And so, Adonis gave us a couple hours, a couple hour or two, at this market, and then they end up walking to another plaza, smaller Christmas market, but it had this cathedral that he wanted to show us. So Lexi and we actually stayed back at the first Christmas market because we were in the middle of buying stuff, and they were already on the way. So it's like, we'll just catch up with you guys. Luckily they had Wi-Fi, but because I didn't have a SIM card, once I left that area, the Wi-Fi didn't work. So Lexi just ended up calling us like an Uber. I think it was called Bolt, but it was just like an um Uber type of ordeal. She ended up calling us an Uber, and we actually were driving through. We actually passed them on the way there, and we was like, "Oh my gosh, look, it's our friend!" And then we actually beat them there. Yeah, we beat them there. So we ended up getting there, yada yada yada, waiting for them. And it's like no one's coming, so we ended up leaving. And then they got there, and it was like, "Oh yeah, look, where are you guys? Are you guys went home? Okay, well, like, oh, all right then, okay." So then Lexi and actually went back to the hotel, and we met up with my roommate. And my roommate, he was just doing his own thing after we left the Christmas market, so he did his own thing. And ended up meeting my roommate, and we were hungry. And I think he found this Mexican spot, so we ended up going to get tacos and nachos and margaritas. Tacos, nachos, margaritas, and shots, cause why not? Day 6. We're still in Vienna. Now we're doing a little sightseeing tour in Vienna. And this is where we did the classical concert. So we woke up at 7 a.m., got breakfast, and we met in the reception and we walked to the bus. Um, we were walking to the bus, and we ended up meeting a local guide, Vicky, who was actually at the first location that we were going to. We ended up meeting her there, and she had I guess like an assistant with her. Um, because the place that we were going to, they only allow a certain amount of people with a tour guide at a time. And I think at the time it was like maybe like 20, 30 of us. And it was like we could only do 15, 15 or 10, 10, whatever the case may be. So they ended up splitting us, which is why she had that extra person there, because she knew that she wasn't going to be able to take everybody. So we ended up splitting up. It was the same thing, nothing different. It's just one group went ahead, the other group went ahead. They just for visual purposes and the camera purposes, they needed to see that this group of like 30 was being split up, and that there was a tour guide with X amount of people gone, and then another tour guide with X amount of people gone. So I ended up getting the assistant lady. Fine, kind of remind me of Anne Hathaway. Nothing too crazy though. And we walked through this. I think it was a palace. So we ended up walking the palace grounds, which there was another Christmas market there. But apparently, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this was like the winter palace of the queen. So she would stay here in the winter, or was it the summer palace? She had a big yard, y'all. When I tell you a big yard, I mean like the building. I have no video. Sorry. When I tell y'all she had a big yard, it literally took me like, it was like, yeah, you got like 20 minutes to after so we're walking around the toy. He was like, all right, so let's be back at the bus at this time. When I tell you, it took me what felt like 20 minutes to get across the yard safely. Because mind you, it's wet and it's icy, and I'm wearing Crocs. My Crocs have no tractions. I'm not gonna fall and bust my face while everybody out here on field trips and stuff like that. And I didn't even get to finish the yard. I only maybe got like halfway across the yard, and then I got to this fountain, which I thought was cool, and there was even more past the fountain that I just couldn't explore because I didn't have time. Well, there was little kids on the field trip. Oh, and the fountain was frozen. There was kids on the field trip, and I don't know. I don't know if they've never seen a black person before. They probably have not seen a black person before. So there was just like, it was like, hey, can I help you? Like, boo, booly, booly. Oh, my ranch sauce squirted everywhere. Splash. Why y'all let me do that? Why y'all let me do that, y'all? It's so good. Mm-mm. You know, I got a drink. Oh, so good. So we after we left the palace, we got back onto the bus, and we actually went to this little creative district area. Um, Vicky was telling us about. We actually really liked Vicky. Vicky was more. She was a little not too younger. She was younger than the first tour guide, and she was a little more um enthusiastic about how she presented stuff. And she was just a little more active. So it was so the group definitely gave Vicky a little more of a liking to versus the first tour guide. Which again, I can't blame the first tour guide. She's an older lady. They was just saying like if you're gonna be this, if you're that old and you're gonna put this amount of like what felt like a lack of effort into the job, then you shouldn't be a tour guide anymore. Like, why y'all so harsh with this lady? Leave her alone. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. Um, but the little creative district wasn't. I mean, she was giving us a little history about it. I thought it was a cool little area. I definitely took some pictures. It was a nice little naturalistic almost type of scene. Um, if I'm not mistaken, the artist or architect wanted this to be more of it to have its own unique type of look to it, like unique individualistic look to it as far as each like tenant went. I don't know. I don't remember. Um, yeah, that's all I got for you. And then we finished. We went to this one. I don't remember what this was either. I'm sorry. It was another building. I don't know if it was a parliament building or another palace. Went there, didn't go in, just walked on the outside, got pictures, got back on the bus. We ended our tour. We ended our driving tour, and then that's when I went with Lexi to Lexi. There was a Lindt chocolate shop, so I went with Lexi to this Lindt chocolate shop, and she bought chocolate, and then I was like, I want to go out to eat with the rest of the people. She didn't want to, so she ended up going back to the hotel, and I went with the rest of the people. I met them at Central Cafe. Um, what it was is that I was by myself. I did have the directions, and then I ended up seeing one of my people, so I ended up like tailing him. I was just like, I'm not gonna catch up to you, but I see you, and I know you with me, and I know where you're going. And I'm just follow you. And then we end up following. I end up following him, and we met with the rest of the people at Cafe Central, which was this nice little, almost high class, lunch spot, dessert shop, almost that type of thing. Not super high class, but um, just one of those things we can tell it's catered to a more high end audience, or yeah, I guess you could say. And I just had the wiener schnitzel, which was literally just a fried. Mine was chicken side, the chicken wiener. The chicken wiener, which was literally wiener schnitzel. I know you heard the term wiener schnitzel, right? Whatever the case may be, it's just a flat piece of meat that's been fried. And this one, they gave me like a bowl of like cranberry sauce and lemon. I squirted the lemon, cut it up, and put the cranberry sauce. Cranberry sauce was good. It was more a more natural raw like cranberry sauce, not that like preservative type of thing that they give you inside the ocean spray, can at the grocery store. Mine was real cranberry sauce. It was really good. I spread it on I cut the wiener schnitzel up, spread it on the wiener schnitzel, squeeze some lemon juice on it, and ate it. And then end up buying dessert, which I kind of went a little trigger happy on the desserts because first of all, I like chocolate, and some of the desserts actually looked really appetizing, so I wanted to try multiple. And that's what I ended up doing. I ended up trying like this raspberry cake and this mousse thing, and I think my tourmate tried. I don't know. I think he just got a coffee or a chocolate cake. I know I had two things. He had one thing, and we ended up sharing. And then after lunch, that's when we ended up kind of parting ways. And me, him, and the rest of the group, we all finished lunch around the same time. And they were like, yeah, we want to go check this out. And I was like, okay, well, I'll go with you. Like, I'll walk with you half of the way, but I think I just kind of like just want to walk around. And so that's what I ended up doing. I ended up walking around, walking with them to a certain area. And then I ended up going my own way. And I just ended up walking, navigating. Again, like I said, I didn't have any service, so I definitely had to go to places that had Wi-Fi. But I remember Adonis sending us, cause he would send us tram routes, routes for the trams, what tram we need to get on what to what tram we need to get on to get to this location, to get this location. So I remember some of the names of the tram, some of the stops, what color tram went this way. I remember some of that. So I ended up walking by myself, just minding my business, nothing too crazy. I had my headphones in, jamming the music. Ended up coming across the Christmas, like the Christian kind the wiener market. Ended up coming across the wiener market to and I ended up just walking around that. I think that's when I called my grandmother and I was like, hey, like, yeah. I don't know if it was the night before, whatever the case may be. I remember calling my grandmother. I was telling her about the market, and then again, I was just walking around, taking pictures, taking videos, trying to find my way home. End up getting on the tram and getting to the tram, riding the tram, and I got off one stop early. So I ended up getting off, and I was like, and I ended up gassing myself. I was like, I think this is familiar. Yeah, this is familiar. Actually, I don't know. So I ended up walking. Put up my Google map, realized that I was walking the wrong direction. The place I needed to go was one tram over. So I had to come back. I had to go back to the tram, go back down, get back on the tram, go one stop over, and then get off. Which actually made a major difference because there was a river parting the way. So when I got up a stop early, I got off before the river when I needed to get off after the river. So I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm really lost, but I'm not gonna tell people that I'm lost. I'm just gonna keep my cool and keep it pushing. Like nobody need to know that I'm lost. I'm just gonna walk like I own it, because that's how you do it. If you walk like you own something, no one's gonna really bother you. That's how I do it when I'm getting into places. Like, Micah, you know where you're going? Hell no, I don't know where I'm going, but nobody's gonna question me because I look like I know where I'm going. Mm-hmm. 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 That's what I end up doing. I end up, like I said, at least that's something I do when I'm walking around like the schools. It's like if you look like you're not supposed to be there, then someone's gonna question you, on why you there. But I walk around the campus like I'm a teacher that's been there for 5 years. No one questions me. No one questions me. Um, so I ended up making my way back to the hotel, and and then we end up going to I end up resting and getting ready because we end up having to go back to the this is day 6. Yeah, we ended up having going back out to catching the tram and riding the metro to the classical concert. Nothing crazy, small little show house. We went into this room. We actually got back row seats. It wasn't anything spectacular. I thought it was gonna be like this big opera house. No, it wasn't. It was a nice little symphony hall. And a Strauss and Mozart concert. They had a small little orchestra. They had a small little orchestra. They had some dancers and they had some vocalists there. And they had several. They had. I actually have the itinerary here. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They had 10 acts. 10 acts. Two of the acts had vocalists. Two of the acts had dancers, and then the rest were the orchestra. The orchestra wasn't all of them, but anyway, ended up doing that. So we ended up watching, I think the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we ended up watching 6. And then we went on an intermission. Intermission, they gave everybody a choice of orange juice or champagne. And then we ended up having champagne. So we ended up getting champagne, going out to the balcony, enjoying each other's time, drinking, clinking, taking pictures, yada, yada, yada. Just being with everybody. Went back inside, finished the rest of the show. And then we ended up walking back to the hotel. No, we actually caught the train and then got off. And then we went out to eat. Went out to this, I don't know the name of the restaurant. Actually might have it here. No, I don't have it here. We went out to the restaurant. They put our tables together. Again, I had nothing spectacular. I just had a burger and some fries and a nice little pina colada. Just something light because the last time I ate was hours ago while we were like out in the town or at Cafe Central. And so this was hours later, like late at night. And then we ended up walking back to the hotel.
Guys, I'm taking the night video.
I'm gonna insert
Say
that.
hi, guys.
And then going to sleep. Waking up the next day. This is day 7, and now we're going to Czech Republic, but we're stopping at a little town called Krems. And so we're on our way to Prague. We end up stopping at Krems for a wine tasting. We get there, we loaded the bus, we take a nice little, I want to say maybe like a nice little 2-hour drive to Krems. We get off, we use the bathroom, do what we need to do, and then we end up going to like the heart of Krems. And we end up finding our local guide there, and she took us on a nice little walking tour just around the city. Just giving us all the information, school this, just, all the stuff, nothing too crazy. And we ended up stopping at a little wine tasting some wine. Actually has some really good wine from like just a local winery. It has some really good wine. And then we just had free time in Krems to eat, shop, do what we do. That's where I bought my kangaroos, or something. There's no kangaroos in Austria, because I guess they have a running gag where people confuse Austria for Australia, and Australia has kangaroos, Austria doesn't. So, there's no kangaroos in Austria. I just thought that was the funniest thing ever I seen when I first got to Austria. And I was like, I have to buy that shirt. If I don't buy anything else, it has to be that shirt. I need to buy something that says there's no kangaroos in Austria. And I end up buying a shirt that says there's no kangaroos in Austria and a magnet that says there's no kangaroos in Austria. What do you expect from me? I'm simple to please. I'm so easy to please. Just like bear with me here. Come on now. It ain't that hard. And then we ended up getting back on the bus, and we ended up going to Prague.